Now here's a piece of cutting-edge technology that arose from two scrapped pieces of equipment. And it's taken lessons learned in aviation and applying them to medicine to save lives.
So our simulator is used to help our students get acclimated to what the air medical environment is really like.
It's quiet in here now, but in a few minutes these graduate nursing students are going to experience what it's like to be inside a helicopter with all the noise, the vibration, and then the stress of trying to save a patient. You might not think it's that much different, but working on a patient inside a helicopter is a whole different game than in a hospital or even out in the field.
And if you can imagine doing CPR at a bedside in a hospital where you can stand up and over a patient, where in here you can't stand up, so it's a lot more challenging.
And up to now, there hasn't been anything to prepare student flight nurses for that experience.
This is something new for medicine.
Redbird salvaged a Sikorsky S-76 that had been damaged in Hurricane Katrina.
So we went out to Orlando, to the boneyard, found the helicopter. I took a piece of chalk, drew on the fuselage where I wanted them to cut it, and we had it brought back to Austin.
And made it to the prototype motion base for Redbird's helicopter sim.
This unit had to operate in a fairly confined environment. It had to be at the same level as a real helicopter would be on the ground, and yet it had to have motion. There aren't any motion platforms that can do that kind of thing. And when you put 4 full-size nurses or nursing students in the simulator, the entire thing weighs somewhere between 2,500 and 3,000 pounds. And now that more and more men are getting into nursing, you get some pretty big boys in that simulator.
And installed it at Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland.
It's pretty realistic. You have the vibration, you have the noise, you have all the motion, you have all the different phases of flight. So, you know, it really tricks your brain into thinking that you're flying.
And everything medical inside works, too.
So we have actual medical equipment. They have a real cardiac monitor, a real ventilator that they use. They have real procedure kits that they use, real equipment bags, so everything is real.
Even the patient, Sim Man, can mimic the responses of a real human. And if the students make a mistake, guess what? He crashes.
So they may pick up a patient somewhere that's perfectly stable and get a handoff from, say maybe they're at the scene of an accident, they pick up a patient, they get the patient into the aircraft, and it's always, you know, they get everything packaged and everything seems good to go, and you get into the air for 5 minutes and the patient starts to crash, of course. So they've either missed something or maybe the patient's just declining in their medical status, so they have to intervene. They may have to do a procedure, they may have to start medication, they may need to start blood, whatever it is. So they have to figure out what's going on, and they have to do it in the back of the aircraft.
Students fly real missions in real time, board that chopper, fly to the accident scene, stabilize the patient, and fly back to the hospital.
There's really, frankly, no limit to the places we can go. Now this simulator, because it's in Case Western Reserve University, it's in Cleveland, most of the scenarios have been built around the Cleveland area, so they have highly detailed renderings of all of the buildings and all of the highways, so they can go to specific intersections and go to specific hospitals. There's hospitals all over this city and helipads everywhere.
Great use of a good old airframe. Nice to see it put to work again.